Defn Tribe, what up, what up? We back at it. We back activated. Make sure you drop a like on this video. Make sure you go subscribe to the tribe and turn your notification bell up to all so you don't miss none of this game that I'm dropping on your brain. Do you dig what I'm saying? Also, if you are new to this tribe, if you are new to this family, rip where you from in the comments. It don't matter the continent, the country, the city, the state, the town. You are not a subscriber. You are my extended family, so tap in. Now, y'all see the title. Y'all see the thumbnail. We are speaking on mastering your mind. And in today's society, in 2024, mastering your mind is one of the hardest things for humanity to do. With the internet pumping crazy images, with the internet giving you lustful images every which way, left and right, with the world leaders going at it, with countries beefing, with spiritual warfare, you got to make sure that you are disciplined in your mind so you will not be programmed, but you're doing the program. You got to do proper programming. You got to unlearn to relearn. You just found this new energy, right? You on NoFap, you on retention. But if you just sitting in the house, scrolling on the internet, or you sitting in the house talking about the same stuff with these old people you've been around, you must realize you cannot get a new outcome with old habits. You cannot get a new lifestyle with old ways. You cannot get a new friend group with old friends that are tearing you down and holding you back. You got to make sure that you are mentally strong to excel and elevate and separate from the past. Your past self and the past people that you used to deal with. You could have it in a negative sense or a positive sense. If you do not transmute this in the right way, that energy that you are holding in, it has to express itself in some form. So if it's not positive by your choice, then by force, it will be negative. And that can go with depression, anxiety, stress, anger, sometimes even worse. Procreation, creating a new business plan, artistic expression. It could be you with your family, being a leader, being a better man, working on your physique, however you choose it to be. It is all in your hands. You must know that your future lies in your hands, nobody else's. It is nobody that can come, open up your head, twist your mind around how they think it should be or how you feel it should be. No, you have to have the mental discipline and the physical discipline to work on yourself and become 1% better every day. The way that I am separating from my old self is now I'm taking on boxing. Yes, I've been training with boxing and I'm doing it with one of the best boxers to ever put on a pair of gloves, pound for pound, a dog. He just got done fighting Devin. His name is Regis Prograis. Go look on my shorts if you haven't seen it. And if you have seen it, go check it out again. But every day I'm giving max energy every hour on the hour for 24 hours to become greater. Whether it's a book, whether it's me studying for some food I need to put in my body, whether it's me reading up on something to become a better parent, a better father, a better partner, a better leader, or working on my physique and my physical fitness. One thing for sure is I will not be in last place and I will not waste time. Now, it's something that I see about boxers and us over here in this retention community. We have some similarities, not all the same, but some. See, when we get into the point of cold showers, they take ice baths. When we talk about retention, they do retention as well. When we talk about transmutation to become greater, they do that as well in the gym while they're training to defeat their opponent. So it's certain similarities, but one thing I must say is that boxers are some of the most disciplined athletes on planet Earth. And you, yes, you watching this video, you might think you got hands. You might think you can protect your family, right? You might feel like you good from the shoulders, right? Yes, we all have hands. You see, I have hands. But does that mean that you can fight? Does that mean that you really have a proper skill set? You know the technical ways that you're supposed to fight and defeat an opponent. You might be at Target or Walmart on aisle 6 and somebody might test you as a man. Now you have to defend yourself, especially in front of your family. What are you going to do? You got to make sure that you are prepared. You got to stay ready to keep from getting ready. So what I am doing is I'm learning daily. And I could tell you it's been the hardest thing and one of the biggest plays on my mindset, especially knowing that I have a strong mindset. But when I walked in that gym, I turned into a baby instantly because I then found out that I don't know nothing that I'm doing proper. I'm talking about walking a line with footwork. I'm talking about learning how to really dip. I'm talking about learning how to block and really counter, punching from the legs. There's so many things that you have to work on before you really put on gloves and get active. Now, this builds your mindset because by the third day, I felt like I wanted to give up. Even though I knew I wasn't going to give up, it was something inside saying, give up. Remind you, I'm fasting. I'm fasting from sun up to sundown. So I'm not putting water in my body. I'm not putting food in my body. I'm going off pure mental strength, faith in my ability, in myself, and knowing what I can do. When I started seeing myself feel a certain way, when I started to get fatigued, when I felt weaker, I had to put it in overdrive. I had to keep going because I'm watching one of the world's best fighters right here beside me. He's in the gym, so I have to be man amongst men. No, I'm not a top fighter like him, but one thing for sure is we are both men. So if he can do it, I can do it, and I got to prove it to myself. That's what retention does. Retention puts you in that mindset of you can accomplish something. When you set out to do something, you will accomplish it because there's no turning back. You cannot turn back. You got to go full force, max energy every hour on the hour for 24 hours to obtaining your goals. Now, what do you want to be? Now, me feeling tired, feeling like I wanted to give up, feeling like I was about to throw up, something in my head saying, hey, bro, you are fasting. You are not supposed to be doing this. Your body is going to lock up and cramp up. Guess what? I kept going hard because I remember what I told my tribe members before. I know we all have seen a TV show or a movie that has an angel on this shoulder or a devil on this shoulder, and they both look like the person whose shoulders that they standing on, right? Well, those are the voices in your head saying that you can't or you can. Which one are you going to choose? I'd rather you choose that you can. Somebody just added a T to can and they made can't. We ain't finna let that happen. We ain't finna let that slide. We are not even finna acknowledge that. We gonna figure out a way that we can do it and we can make it happen. And that's exactly what I did. Now I can tell you right now, training every day with one of the best boxers in the world is one of the best decisions that I made for myself, especially being on retention, because it not only shows me mental discipline, it not only shows me self-mastery, but it shows me where I can be as a man amongst men as far as developing a skill set when I know I am starting from the bottom. I know I'm starting from baby legs. I'm walking baby legs. I'm ready to run. I'm ready to stand up tall. I'm ready to make sure that I can show and prove. You should feel the same way. When you get in there and you have to stand a certain way, it'll make you feel like a baby. It'll make you feel handicapped. That's good. That's something that you're doing to challenge yourself. You challenging your mind. You challenging your capabilities. You challenging your mental strength. You telling yourself you got to walk into something new. I tell y'all all the time, pick something new. Pick up a new skill set. Pick up a new habit. As soon as you do that, that's when you become great. That's when you start walking towards your greatest self. You don't do it overnight. You don't do it just by retaining. You don't do it just by watching podcasts. No, you got to get out in the field and get active. So that's what I'm showing. If you go look at my shorts, I'm showing you piece by piece as I get 1% better daily into the boxing area. Just showing you how I can do as far as physical fitness, as far as mentality. Like I said, if I'm sitting there getting tired, but I know I got it in me to keep going, I got to separate myself from the people that are not retaining, from the people that have the bad habits that smoking cigarettes, from the people that's getting drunk every night. That's not me. So of course I may not be a professional boxer, but there's no way that my wind is not the same. There's no way that I can't keep up. And there's no way that I'm not mentally built for this type of action and this type of activity. You got to put that into your mind as well. It's somebody that you cool with. It's somebody that you in love with. It's somebody that's close to you that you know that is trying to tear you down because they don't want you to develop a skill set or they don't want you to develop a mindset that'll make them elevate and separate from what they are used to around you. Because you will elevate and separate as soon as you start working on yourself. It's not about talking about the universe giving you something. It's not talking about the matrix. It's not talking about what day you on or retention or who and how is looking at you and if you in the gym and they attract. No, that is not what it's about. I want to see who is developing a new skill set, who's trying something, who's becoming 1% better, or who's just talking about it. See, me, I'm going to show and prove. If you were watching my videos from before, you can tell how I was in the beginning of my videos. I'm talking low because I don't understand the internet and talking on YouTube. I got locks in my head. Then I cut my hair. I went bald. I started gaining more mental strength, especially for being on YouTube. Then I grew my hair back out. Now we here today and I can actively give you this energy that I have because I've built it. Over the last year, you can tell who's been retaining. You can tell who's been transmuting the right way. You can tell who's just been sitting back, twiddling their thumbs and looking on the internet. You can also tell who's looking at other people's content and trying to act just like them. No, you got to be yourself. This is when you start to see yourself and have your own identity. It's too many men and women have an identity crisis because they're not working on themselves. They're too focused on the internet. They're too focused on the programming that the world is saying, and nobody is really sharpening their mind to sharpen the skill sets that they already have. You possess your own skill sets. You have your own mindset. Each one of us were created different. And I'm talking about from the hair to the nails, to the nose, to the eyes, to the eyelashes, eyebrows, teeth, smile, etc. So you got to act on that. You got to make sure that you put that into play every day that you rise up. Don't get up and scroll your phone expecting to get knowledge from everybody else without you putting the proper steps or taking the proper steps to figure out about you. It's about you first. It's not about what the world say can be done for everybody else, because the world is going to pump out some for the mass majority. You got to be the minority. You got to sit back and say, what is for me? So when you going hard and you got people hating, or you going hard and you got that angel on your shoulder or that devil on your shoulder, one saying you can't, one saying you can't, give in to the negative, and you can have depression, anger, anxiety, stress, and sometimes even worse. Or you can get into the positive and you can develop manifestations, build business, artistic expressions, creative abilities, your just creation and imagination, you being able to procreate and have children, you being able to continue to build on your lifestyle. Don't go out like the people that y'all see. Look, it shows y'all. If y'all are watching the news, we not gonna say no names either. But if you are watching the news, if you are tuned in, y'all on YouTube right now, y'all can see everything. You on the internet, y'all can see how it's going. We got billionaires, we got moguls getting taken down right now because the lack of strength that they had over their mind. They wanted to play these games. Now, I don't know if this is to be true or not true what these people did behind closed doors, right? But what I can tell you is if you're manifesting, and what I can tell you is if you're aligned with something, and what I can tell you is that your paradigm can make you get into a certain harmonic rhythm that could be bad, that could be good, that could be doom or gloom. You got to make sure that you are properly thinking. You got to make sure that you are staying ready to keep from getting ready. You got to make sure that you are putting your head into them books like you see on that bookshelf. You got to make sure that you are getting down and praying. You got to make sure that you are meditating. You got to make sure that you are staying out the way to create a way and a pathway for you and your family to walk down going towards success. Don't sit back and be whack. Don't sit back and be lame. And definitely don't sit back and expect people to give you the right answers without you going to search and research them for yourself. Even if you're watching these videos from me, make sure that you go put in the work for yourself. Go put in the searching for yourself and the research for yourself. Take what I'm saying as a hint or an alley-oop. And as you leave this video, go dive into some of the books that I'm telling you. As you leave this video, go dive into some of the interviews or some of the people that are speaking that I'm telling you about. As you leave this video, go to my shorts and see if I'm putting in the work with the boxing or I'm just telling you. See, the thing is showing and proving. But the only way that you can show and the way that you can prove is gaining control over your mind. Master yourself, master your mind, master your thoughts. Get a negative thought, shake it, and in that same second, think about something positive. All you got to do is think about the opposite. Don't let the negativity trickle into your lifestyle. Don't let the negativity seep into your conversations, seep into your family, your friendships, your relationships. No, block that out. Stand on business for real. You actually got to believe in yourself. You actually got to believe in your abilities, but you got to start today. You got to start building on yourself today. Stop just going to the gym, but not working on your mind. Stop going to the club, but not working on your mind. Cut the radio off. Stop listening to music, but not working on your mind. Because if you continue to do that, you will look up and everything that's in that gym, you'll just act like it. Everything you hear on them songs, you'll just act like it. Everything you see in the clubs, you'll mimic and mock that. So you'll be a make and model of everything else that's going on in the environment that's around you, instead of you working on yourself and actually being a mastermind and creating a mastermind group between you, your friends, and your family members. That's the biggest thing. As you are working on yourself, cut out the people that are not on your level and create a real mastermind group. People that speak the lingo that you speak. People that think the way that you think. People who are on the same frequencies as you. Those are the people that are continue to make you better, and you are going to make them better. And y'all are going to develop business together, a skill set together. Y'all are going to develop this foundation to where y'all all grow. But if it's just you by yourself and you preaching this game or you preaching this knowledge and people saying, okay, that's cool, and they turning around, and guess what? You are doing a disservice to yourself. It's counterproductive to you and your success if you are sitting back trying to preach, trying to teach, trying to yell at people and beg them to come to the way that you were thinking. No, this is the proper way of thinking. You telling me that getting up early is not the proper way of thinking? Fasting is not the proper way of thinking? Working out is not the proper way of thinking? Reading books is not the proper way of thinking? Eating healthy is not the proper way of thinking? Being abstinent and retaining your seed is not the proper way of thinking? Then what is? Y'all got to tell me what is. Inform me. Because it seems like we have a society of people who are lost. We have a society of people who literally depend on the internet and what somebody on the internet is saying rather than them going to figure out something and then coming to the internet and saying, hey, that sounds similar to what I just searched. Or this sounds like I can resonate with it because I was just reading this book and then it sounds the same. Don't just get on there and say what they said sounds right. Yep, what they said sounds right. I'm not going to do no research. I'm not going to search. I'm not trying to figure out. I feel what they said sounds right. So guess what? I'm going to run with it. That's not how life works. So in order to master your mind, you got to get to yourself. You got to get disciplined and you got to tell yourself, hey, I got a choice. I got a choice between negative thoughts and positive thoughts, negative actions, positive actions, negative people, positive people. And as soon as you realize that you have a choice, negative and positive, it's proper that you pick that positive side. But as soon as you pick your side, that's when you start walking down the path of self-mastery. That's when you start to become the master manifester. That's when you start to believe in who you are, what you say, and everybody around can see exactly what that is because you have now taken control of your life and you are somebody that's programming and not being programmed, okay? Now, if y'all are new to this tribe, if you are new to this family, make sure you drop a like on this video because that lets YouTube know that this video is very informative. And y'all know, like I know, when I get on this camera, I'm coming to drop some game on your brain so you ain't out here looking lame. Do you dig what I'm saying? Now, stay hungry, stay healthy, stay ready to keep from getting ready. And until next time, Defn Tribe, I'm out. Peace.